Right now, bright room, perfect eyesight, full attention, there is a gap in your vision. Not a blind spot in space, like the one every textbook shows you. A blind spot in time. Under the right conditions, it opens about a third of a second after you notice something, stays open for roughly half a second, and anything that falls inside it can be caught by your eyes, understood by your brain, and thrown away before you ever know it was there. That last part sounds like an exaggeration. It isn't, and by the end, you'll have watched it happen. But first, I want you to feel it, and that takes something from you, not just something from me. Here is a stream of letters, one after another, in the same spot, fast. Almost all of them are gray. Exactly one is white. Your job is not to watch for anything dramatic. Your job is to lock that white letter into memory. Actually do it, because everything depends on it. And then, quietly, notice whether an X ever appears. Ready? Watch the dot. So, what was the white letter? And was there an X? One of two things just happened, and either way it proves the same thing. Maybe you lost the X. It was there, 3 letters after the white one, dead center, exactly as bright and exactly as long as everything else. Here it is again, slowed down. It was never hidden. If you didn't see it, your eyes still did. You simply weren't told. Or maybe you caught it. In which case, be honest with yourself for a second. Were you really holding that white letter? Or did you quietly let it slip to keep your eyes free for the X? Because that is the strange heart of this thing. The gap only opens when your attention is genuinely spent. Commit to the first target and the door closes behind it. Stop caring about the first and you can see everything, but now you're not doing the task. There is no version where you fully hold the first and freely catch the second. That trade, that half-second of blindness, has a name: the attentional blink. It was pinned down in 1992 by Jane Raymond, Kimron Shapiro, and Karen Arnell, and its shape is startlingly clean. Catch the first target, and your chance of catching a second one falls off a cliff. From around 85% down to roughly 50%, worst at about 300 milliseconds. Wait 700 and you are fine again. A 35-point hole in your vision, opening and closing in under a second. And not a fragile laboratory curiosity. When it was run again with close to 100 people, the effect came back the same size or bigger. Now look at the very start of that curve, because it hides the finding that breaks every easy explanation. If the second thing arrives almost immediately after the first, a tenth of a second, closer than the gap that lost it, you catch it fine. Closer in time is easier. So this cannot simply be that your brain was too busy, because the single busiest instant is the one that works. Something has to close, and closing takes time. So when the X is gone, where does it go? In 1996, Stephen Luck, Edward Vogel, and Kimron Shapiro put electrodes on people's scalps and ran the blink with words in place of letters. When a word landed inside the gap, the brain still produced a signal called the N400, the fingerprint of meaning being extracted. Not shapes, meaning. The word was read. But the later signal, the one that marks something arriving in awareness, was gone. The word got in. It was recognized. Its meaning was pulled out. And then it was discarded, before the part of you that says, "I saw that," was ever told it existed. And here an honest account has to stop short of a tidy ending. There is no agreed explanation for the attentional blink. Not closing in on it, genuinely open, 33 years on, with at least 8 competing theories. In 2025, Shapiro and Raymond wrote about their own discovery and said it plainly: no single account can fully explain it. What is not in doubt is the strangeness. Your experience of this moment feels seamless, continuous, gap-free, complete. It isn't. It is stitched together from grabs, and in the seams sit intervals, half a second wide, where the world arrives, is understood, and is let go without a receipt. You were never notified. You would never know. Unless you went looking for a single letter and lost an X you were staring straight at.